Hello everybody, welcome back. In this video I'm going to be making a lizard, and these are the basic materials I'm going to be using to do this. I got some foil, here's my sculpting tools. This is a piece of marble that I'll be making it on, and this will go directly in the oven. This is like my work surface that I can transfer into the oven. This is a basic guide of the lizard. Here's the clay I'll be using. This is cos clay, which is a polymer clay. And these were the eyes, or the option for the eyes that I did a little YouTube short to ask y'all what y'all thought. So that's still to be determined. And I got a couple colors here. This is lemon and this is white, which I'll probably be painting some of this afterwards when I'm done. In this video I'm going to basically try to start forming the lizard up, getting the armature ready. I do not have enough clay to make this solid. This is small enough to where you could technically make it solid, but because I don't have enough clay to do that, and it's a good practice to try to bulk out the thicker areas with some foil, because this is much cheaper than polymer clay, and it makes baking a little simpler. I'm going to do a piece of foil that runs somewhat like this, to where it takes up some of the bulk of this clay. So let's get started on that first. It always helps to pre-agitate your foil like this because it just increases the bulkiness nature of it. That's something I just do. I'm just going to start folding this up in a way where it could be big on one end and narrow on the other, hopefully. And I can put it over here to see how big it's going to be and continue to crush this down. And I'll just kind of bend this to where it matches this body somewhat, which is just a guide anyways. So that's the general shape so far. The tail can be solid to this point, and all the feet will obviously be solid. So this looks pretty good. It can't be too big. It's good to start with something smaller, because if it's too big, then you'll wind up with a large, it'll just be too large. So I kind of like how this looks. So let's go with this. Okay, I threw down a piece of wax paper right here to help aid in me doing this, because it's quite messy. Aluminum foil is actually really messy. It rubs off on everything and it flakes off on everything. So this will keep my work surface somewhat clean while I'm doing this. But I know this has got a lot of air in it still, so I can still condense this quite a bit, making it, smaller than the form that it needs to be in. So you gotta be careful not to add too much foil, because you'll wind up having it too dense and it won't be able to be compressed. I'm going to use this handle to this cutting tool to help shape this. We'll check our work, and you can see it's within the parameters of the body, so we're doing good so far. I'm going to pinch it this way. It's already dense because I twisted this. I'm just going to hold this on its side and use this spoon to make it narrower, a little narrower, so it can fit within that tail area right here, which that looks good. And it'll also have to be tapered that way too, like crushed. Put a lot of foil there, so it's going to be the hardest to do right here. It's very dense. This will get flattened out quite a bit up here, because I want this to be, the majority of it to be clay. There's going to be eyes, glass eyes and stuff, so I need to have plenty of room to work with that. There's pits and stuff, but that doesn't really matter. We'll wrap this in tape, most likely. It's another thing I like to do. You want this as close as possible before adding tape, because when you go to compress it after the tape's there, it kind of bunches up and wrinkles, and it may not be a desirable outcome. Doesn't necessarily have to be rock solid, because it just has to support the clay. And in this case, it's very little clay it's going to be supporting. This is just a bulking agent. This is going to be like a flat art that goes like on a flat surface. It can even have a sticky adhesive backing or magnets. So I need this to pinch where the neck is going to be. It's going to have to go a little tighter in here, so I'll have to keep that in mind. This will bulk a little bit at the head for me, this area right here. So right here is where the neck is. So let's do that right now. I'm just pinching in like this. Down here too. This will help save some clay. I don't have an unlimited nut. This is a custom color, by the way. This color is actually the butterfly cane that I had made live a while back. It failed. I failed in reducing it. I have now a custom color, and I call this Midnight Blue. Now let's cover it in tape. This will keep things cleaner, much cleaner, especially if I have to pull this clay off and start over. So now we have an armature for this lizard.